There we go. So, good morning. Suzanne, you had a really interesting email yesterday. So, do you want to talk about it? And unmute yourself first?
Have you got it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good.
Okay. Yeah, you know how much I've been struggling, and I just had a wee bit of I don't know, just a bunch of things kind of coincided to make me feel more motivated. So, um, weirdly, just by trolling around on Pinterest and everything else, I really have been off of social media. I've been off of Instagram. That's one of my things for this year, to figure out how I can go forward and not hate the world. If I cannot bear the thought that I'm giving 1 minute of support to that company, but I'm also not stupid. I need, I need to do something. So I've just been trolling around Pinterest, and it was in my head again about this whole 100-day project. And I've never done one. I've always wanted to, but I've never wanted to enough to actually do it, and I need to have a reason to do things. I don't want to just, I know myself well enough. If I just come up with something on a whim, I won't stick with it. So then that coincided with, I think an artist that a lot of people know on Instagram is Brooke Cormier. She's an artist in the GTA who, is really great. She's a young artist, and she's really great at, trying to make her business sustainable. And she's a great artist too. So she came out with this Notion template. She has a bunch of great YouTube videos, like really honest ones on when she doesn't sell, because she does sell a lot and she typically sells out. And then she didn't once. And it was all her feelings around that, So she did this Notion template, and I've bought them before. They've never really resonated because they've all been just almost, I feel like the people who made them or put them together, it's more just about, wow, making it this big, crazy thing, So this one's really streamlined. It's really great. But one of the things on it is your goals. And, I'm not a planner either. I don't want to sit and discuss my hopes and dreams and goals. That's not my thing. That doesn't motivate me. But she just, I know, Susan's laughing. But she said something in her YouTube video where she said, when you then lay out a project, when you lay out why you're doing it, if it doesn't immediately reflect back to one of your goals, rethink doing it. So that's a roundabout way of saying my project was a 100-day thing. And then my goals were really to figure out how to lessen my dependence on encaustic, and kind of seg that part of my work more into oil and cold wax. And so the 100-day thing, I all of a sudden realized, hey, I can use that to further that goal. So that's what I'm doing now. I know I've been going on for a while, so it's I'm going to do one tiny little oil and cold wax a day, and they're really not great, and they're basic because I'm brand new at this, but they'll get better. And I'm trying not to be precious about them. I'm trying not to go, oh my God, those are so bad, I better start over. I'm just not letting myself do that. I'm just moving forward. And then I think week by week, I'm going to then like after the first row, like 5 days of the oil and cold wax every day, then I'm going to do one. I've got another sheet gridded out where it'll be a watercolor every day, in the same color palette, same idea. And then when I've done the whole 100 days, so I pretty much will have 50 of each. At that time, I'm going to then take probably a couple of months and work on integrating those together, like cutting them up, putting the oil and cold wax with the watercolor, and seeing how that works. So I didn't start this based on I'm going to sell these things, which is what I normally do. I do believe it'll seg into that. I will end up putting together an exhibition of these and selling them. But right now I'm just doing the bits and pieces. And maybe that part will change, but I'm going to stick with what I'm doing with the painting portion. So yes, when they're done, I'm not just going to present these, hey, I've got these 50 oil and cold wax, I've got these 50 watercolor. They are done for the purpose of figuring out how to integrate them together in one piece, almost collaging them, but not collaging them, if that makes sense. So there's my whole story. And I'm sorry, I'm very clear on, I've read a lot about these 100-day things where people said these are things that helped them, make it actually happen. And they said, don't get too overly ambitious. Don't make this something that takes an hour every day. Like these paintings just take me 15 minutes. And I've got my whole setup. I've got a very easy setup with a case and everything. So I can bring it to Collingwood when we go. It's very portable. It's very easy. I don't want to, they did say, after about 10, 20 days, you'll be thinking, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. So it all works like that. But I also, a lot of times don't finish what I start when it comes to these little projects. So that's a challenge for me to finish it. So, and hope that inspiration finds me working. So that's my whole thing. That just took an hour.
I am so impressed, Suzanne, by you taking this on.
Oh, good.
First of all, 100-day projects have always terrified me. I love the concept. I love, the dedication. But to commit myself to that is not where I'm at right now. And it's not to say I'll never do it. I could see maybe doing a 30-day project for myself, but 100 days is, as you say, after 10 or 20, you're ready to fling it out the window. But to commit to doing that, to seeing it through to the end, really is a huge, huge step. And a couple of things occurred to me when you were talking this through is you've put limitations on yourself. So you've said, this is what it will be. And I think that allows you a lot of experimentation within that constraint, but it also allows for growth by experimenting and developing without any, end result each day in mind. I think you'll find that what you have at the end of 100 days will be vastly different than what you anticipate or what you start with in the beginning.
Yeah, it's and that's the part that I'm really trying to force myself to just stick with, because as I said, I don't want to be precious. Normally I do get very honed in on things and, oh no, this one's no good, and this, and it's been 2 days. But I'm almost happy. The first day, my one from the first day is really bad, like objectively bad. And I thought to myself, that's good. Because it's almost like, how when you have something pristine, if you just put a mark on it and mess it up, that takes the pressure off. So I now, have the pressure taken off. One thing I wanted to mention too, I sent you that article about the actual originator of the 100-day thing. Seems to be like 15 years ago, this design guy. And I loved the projects that his students had. Like one just wanted to take a picture of her with a stranger every day. Things like that. Like I think we always tend to think they have to be some masterpiece artwork. As artists, we think that they have to be some masterpiece artwork every day. No, they don't. They can be anything. So, and then that as artists, maybe that does seg into a project at the end with your result of this stuff. So that's what I kind of think is fascinating. So yeah, I'm all gung-ho now, but I know in a few weeks I'll be saying, and I'll have all these great excuses as to why I couldn't do it. But I'm not, I'm telling you, I'm going to do it.
Well, I just finished to read and looking at the video that you sent us. And this is very inspiring. It's inspiring.